Hi, I'm Shane.
I'm Kelsey, and
that's
this is Dixie, and we're Love Hut for Life.
We've been traveling on the road now for 30 whole weeks. This week, we've spent most of our time in the northwestern region of America.
Yeah, we found a lot of awesome boondocking spots this week. I hope you enjoy the week as much as we did. If you do, hit that subscribe button and follow along.
We covered a whole lot of ground in the Northwest this week.
We left you last week in the Umatilla National Forest in Washington State.
That's the craziest sounding rain I've ever heard.
With storms like that coming in and out all day long, we didn't leave the house much, and we certainly didn't drive anywhere.
The rainstorm had finally blown through, but that had left the road and all the surrounding land completely saturated, so we just had to stay and catch yet again another sunset at this beautiful spot.
Three days in one spot for us is a lot. So the next morning, we were on the road again. After 2 states worth of traveling, it was finally time to say goodbye to the Umatilla National Forest. We had a great stay.
With all of those awesome views we had in the forest, that meant we were up high, and the only way out of this forest was down. A lot of these roads are seasonal, and we got here just in time to actually be able to traverse them. They were grading most of them. These things are epic. You go up and down through different gulches, and eventually these lead you to number 17 for us, the state of Idaho.
We quickly re-upped on supplies and started heading towards our next national forest. It wasn't long before we crossed that line into the Clearwater National Forest. This may be my favorite forest to drive through. Almost the entire forest is paved roads riding right beside the rushing Loxall River.
Idaho is known for its waterfalls, but this particular route only had one, Shoestring Waterfalls. I can't seem to find it though.
There was a small stream coming down between those trees, but not what we would consider a waterfall. Still, it was absolutely gorgeous out here, and we found a camping spot right near it for the night.
Kelsey's daily rehab included a set of stairs as well as a hike beside the river. She's getting good at this.
After our morning walk, it was time to hit the road again. This time heading towards state number 18, Montana, here we come.
Before parting ways with the Lochsaw River, we pulled over for one more photo shoot over this roaring river. These bridges scare the shit out of me. That forest escorted us all the way to the Montana state line.
After driving through one more beautiful canyon, we were crossing into yet another national forest. This one, the Beaverhead Deer Lodge National Forest. That's a mouthful.
The Forest Service roads in this forest are a bit more primitive, I would say, than what we've been dealing with lately. And we were racing the sun. We wanted to find a spot before sunset. Turns out, that doesn't happen till 10 p.m. here.
Is it gone now, Dixie? What was that? After our new friend the mule deer had been sufficiently scared off, it was time to hit the road again and head towards Crystal Park, our reason for coming to this forest.
Crystal Park is a public access geological site, which means you get to dig for crystals all on your own. You dig so deep that the holes can get as deep as you want them. Ours particularly got as deep as Kelsey could stand in them.
After all of that digging, both of us were exhausted, so we were off to find somewhere to park the house so we could lay our heads down for the night.
Our haul was by no means as impressive as some of the more professional rock hounds we met out there, but I can't say that I'm upset about this.
And look, we had more furry friends out the window. Dixie was asleep for this one, so we actually got to enjoy it.
It was approaching time for a tune-up, so I went ahead and bought everything I needed, waiting to find the right spot to do it. And the oil filter came loose on the truck last night and drained out half our oil, so I guess now's the time.
After a forest oil change, it was time to hit the road again, and we nearly took the side of the house off coming off of that road. But we made it, and it was time to head on for more adventures. It wasn't actually in the plans, but when we saw this wooden bridge and a sign that said abandoned ghost town this way, we had to go check it out.
Come on. Come on. Good girl. I was proud of both of my girls on this one. It was a mile each way for this particular hike. That's right, Kelsey hiked 2 whole miles.
After that 2-mile hike, we had about 200 miles of driving to do. So it was time to get going.
I personally was very excited to get out of the high desert, but this has been looming over my head that I was coming back to it. Guess what? We found it. Yep, there's cactus out there.
Yeah, Shane doesn't love the desert quite as much as I do, but it wasn't long until we were back into another national forest. We thought when crossing into this forest line that we would also be crossing over our 19th state line. But we were surprised when we got a notification on our phone saying, "Welcome to Idaho."
After hundreds of miles of travel this week, we still find ourselves sitting in Idaho at Waterfront property. I'm not complaining.
The next morning, we were all ready to sit by the lake and soak up some sunshine. And that worked out for us for a couple hours until this happened. We're both Southerners, and neither of us have ever experienced bugs like this. This was nuts. We hid inside for the rest of the day. As you can see, guys, these bugs are still a problem, and it's a little too much for us, so we're gonna hit the road. Yellowstone is next, though, and we're pretty excited about that. Be sure and tune in next week to see our adventures there.
We'd also like to thank each and every one of you for following us along on this wacky journey of ours. If you haven't chosen to hit that subscribe button below, please do. After you do that, hit that thumbs up and that little bell down at the bottom. The bell will let you know when we post a new video, which is sometime on a Saturday.
That's every Saturday, so don't forget to tune in. Guys, we do want to take a moment and just say how much we appreciate each and every one of you. You're awesome. Thanks for being you, and peace out. We'll see you next week.
Bye, y'all.